All right, we're here with Bert Boyce, and he's one of the brewers with Sam Adams. He's out here on the West Coast with us West Coasters for this Sam Adams release party celebration. And Bert, you're from here, huh?
I am from here. From San Diego originally, but cut my teeth in Northern California. I love it out here. Absolutely. It's a great homecoming.
Did you brew out here also?
I did. I worked at 20 Tank Brewery in 11th and Folsom.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. It's a wonderful, wonderful place.
Yeah.
Drake's Brewing.
Oh, yeah.
About 3 years at Drake's in Oakland. About 3 years at Sudwork in Davis.
Okay.
And now in Boston.
You did the NorCal craft brew rounds. How do you end up in Boston at Sam Adams?
I was at the right place at the right time, and I knew the right person.
Okay.
And I was actually wanted to go to the East Coast. I really was curious about what it was like. I had a lot of friends from the East Coast that lived out here, so I thought I would try the other side.
Okay. So now you're here and you're part of the long shot competition as well, at least as a professional brewer. What's important about long shot to Sam Adams and to these guys whose beer you're making now?
If you look back at the context, I mean, if you look back from a real wide angle, the context of this competition really represents the home brewing roots of the entire craft movement. And we wanted to show respect to our home brewing roots. You know, Jim started Boston Beer Company with Boston Lager brewed in his kitchen in 1984 and turned it into the company that it is today. So many of us started out home brewing, and we want to kind of keep that momentum going. This is the ranks from either the ranks from which you graduate and move into professional brewing, or there's so much transfer of skills that you just become an incredible home brewer like these guys and make amazing beer in your garage on the weekends.
Yeah. You were a home brewer before pro brewer also?
Yep. I started when I was a lad, and I loved it so much, and I come from a family that encourages this kind of free living, and so I knew that I wanted to get into brewing when I was, young enough to decide when I wanted to go to college. So.
All right.
Yeah.
College, brewing, beer drinking. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, no, my college experience was a little different. I worked my way through college at Sudwork. Was hired when I was 19 and graduated when I was 22.
Okay.
So for the most time, I wasn't even allowed to drink while I was working there, but was homebrewing the whole time. Was homebrewing before I ever got there, and while I worked there, while I was getting my degree, and there's nothing like that formative experience where you're being inundated with scientific, technical data and knowledge, but then you're hanging out with a bunch of brewers and home brewers as well, and your college beer drinking buddies. So it worked out in the end, I guess. I'm doing all right.
All right, since the time I've heard about the long shot competition and I read about it before I ever got to talk to any of you guys, something that homebrewers are always concerned about and that they've always wanted to know is how this beer goes from their kitchen or their homebrew setup to a big system like at Boston Beer Company. So tell me about the challenge of reproducing a homebrew that these guys take so much pride in to put in your bottles.
That's definitely one of the coolest parts. That's actually the coolest part about this whole competition is not only do you get to sit on a panel and judge the nation's best efforts, because everyone only sends their best beer forward to this competition. So you get a really broad view of the nation's home brewers. And then when we get down to the finals here, when we get down to Alex and Mike's beers and, okay, we have their bottles, the last few bottles of their homebrew. We've run them through panel. We've given them every possible descriptor we can. We run the beer through our analytical equipment, and we figure out, just so you guys know how we operate and how a brewery, what kind of tools we have that are really cool that I never had before. You run the beer through an analyzer, and it tells you how much extract is in there. The original extract and the final extract. And I can calculate the malt bill based on that original extract, and we can figure out exactly how many pounds per barrel of malt to put in. So those are the kind of cool tools that we have at our disposal, so that we brew it, a few times instead of 100 times to try and recreate this recipe.
Yeah.
So we use these tools, we use our take on the beer from panel, and we use the intent of the brewers, how they describe it, what they were thinking when they made this beer, how they were feeling about it, if they wanted to do anything different when they submitted it, and we put all that together, and then we make it in our brewery of Austin. It's a 10-barrel brew house.
Okay.
Like a lot of craft breweries you've seen out here, we've got 20-barrel tanks, a 10-barrel brew house. We can try it and try and try it again if we don't get it right. We talk to the guys, we finally get them, we bring them out to Boston, and we give them what we've got so far. They brew with us again, and when everyone's happy, we take it forward. At that point, it's a done deal.
So we've got some tried and true, tested, rebrewed, analyzed as best you can batches of homebrew in front of us.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is.
Thanks, Bert.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having us.